night, everyone. It is me, Jordan Long here, and today I'm going to talk about how I'm not into ball game or club ball, you know. And a lot of folks are into it. They say, oh, it's 4-1 rank's greatest pastime. I don't know when someone came up with that belief, but I could never get into it, a sport where folks threw a ball, hit a ball, and ran around to get home, you know. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the, you know, MLB or any of its teams or anything like that. I just never could get into it. And a lot of folks, like to say you can get into it, but I cannot, you know. And so, this is how it kind of goes like, what do you mean you're not into baseball or club ball or home ball? Don't you know it's 4-1 rank's greatest pastime? Yeah, a lot of folks say that, Rick. I don't know who's the one that came up with that saying, but it seems to be a belief. And yes, a lot of folks are into it. A lot of folks like to watch, MLB games on the far sea or listen to them on a wireless. A lot of them like to go to the games, you know, you know, but I could just never get into a sport where, someone threw a ball and then someone hit a ball and then a bunch of folks started running over it instead to get back to home. And that was most the whole game, you know. Well, you just don't understand. Well, I do understand the setup. I understand, what club ball is or what ball game is and whatever. So you can't say that my lack of not understanding the game or the oversights of the game and things like that, you know. Well, I'm sorry you couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. And it's not your mistake, Rick. It's not MLB's mistake. It's not any of the team's mistakes. It's not the ownership of the team's mistakes. I just never get into it. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against, ball games or club ball or whatever you want to call it, since the word base is most likely a French's borrowed word. So the English word would have to be home, you know. And a lot of folks are into it, but I never was, you know. So I guess I'm never going to be, I guess, well, it's alright, Jordan. Not everyone can get into every kind of sport there is out there. I'm not going to hold it against you. I once did work for MLB, once as a pitcher, I guess, or a thrower, and later on as a teacher for some teams over the years, you know. So no, I don't hold it against you. A lot of folks like, like MLB, they like to go to their games. They like to watch it on the far seer, listen to it on a wireless, or I guess watch or stream it now on the far seer, I guess would be the thing now, or Y speakers. Man, it's alright if you can't get into it. You know, it's not like the gamekeeper. It's not like the head leader. It's not like it's not like the not like the head leadership follower of MLB or the ownership of any sundry's teams are gonna, be upset over it. If you can't get into it, you can't. And it's alright, you know. Well, I do know that a lot of folks like it. Don't get me wrong. A lot of folks do like to watch MLB and their sundryest games, and some of them got their beloved players and their beloved teams and things like that. You know, sorry I can't get into it. It's alright, it's forgiven. So, someone out there might come up with the forgiveness is that you know, I can't get into baseball. Well, base is a French's ball, or English would be home ball. Or you could also call it club ball because you hit the ball at the club, you know. And that mostly seems to be mostly all of it, because the rest of it is really just folks running around to get to home while someone runs off to the off yard to get the ball and to throw it back, only to hope they can get the ball back quick enough to get someone before they get to, you know, the home, you know, to get the home. And I guess I do understand the oversights about you get 3 strikes and you're out, and then it's over and someone else takes their shift. But I could necessarily never get into it, you know? It's what it is. I'll see you later. Give this film a like, share, and playlist it. I'll see you later.